Hey guys, so welcome to another podcast of VGHD show. I'm 3-Bit, and this is our 13th episode so far. We are going to have some cool topics today, and this is our episode right after the Video Game Awards, which I've gotten lots of copyright strikes for, so thank you, Jeff Keighley. I thought you had my back.
Yeah.
No way. That's awesome.
I tried to mute it and stuff, and it didn't work.
Did they strike us because I wanted his shoes?
Yeah, probably. They're like, you can't
so
have
many
it.
people were commenting about his shoes, dude.
Well, I gotta say, everyone's been wanting my shoes, and to respond to that, copyright strike. Copyright strike, copyright strike. You're not getting these babies.
I feel like that should be a topic on this freaking YouTube.
They were nice shoes.
And the nice shoes.
You just want to talk about the Game Awards?
Yeah, we'll get into the Game Awards for sure in the 2020 recap. So let's get into our panel. We have Insane Cakes and Worse. Insane Cakes is he's sort of the World of Warcraft legend. He's an animator. He does some cool stuff for the army, and here he is. Insane Cakes, welcome. Tell us about yourself. What you been playing?
It's one of these at once. Howdy, I'm Insane Cakes. I am, like I said, an animator. Work for the army right now as a tech artist. I do simulations and animations and stuff. I've been playing World of Warcraft. I was playing Hades earlier today. I've been playing Dragon Age Inquisition on my phone through the Xbox Game Pass, which is always awesome. And I've also streamed animations and gaming, which I've actually been streaming a lot this past week.
Nice.
So you can always check me there.
And next up we have the mysterious, the whimsical, someone who escaped the police and did all this stuff from the last episodes. He disappears, but he's back. So Worse, how are you? What you been playing?
Let's see. I've been playing Redacted a lot, and that's been going on a bit. But I've also been going through a bit of. I'm actually about to play more of Tsushima because now I'm kind of looking after some dogs, and I'm gonna try and no, they can't find me there. But I'm gonna see if I can beat that finally because I've been hammering on that a bit. And no other game that's been released recently that I could think of that I'm spending my time on.
Nope, not at all. Not
nothing in the news right now on that. I don't know what. It just seems to be Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
No other big release that I can think of at this moment.
Yeah. No. I can't think of anything either. So, today, we have our Christmas special. We do have some new stuff. But we're for sure we're going to recap the year, celebrate a bit on what's happening in gaming. You know, all the positive. You can't have Christmas and not talk about gaming. You know, gaming is cool. I was gonna mention the Redacted. I was gonna say you can't mention Christmas without some coal, and I was gonna lead that into, but I won't mention that today.
Oh, speaking of which, there's a new CD Projekt Red news that's been going on, like Devotion.
Oh,
and how they pulled that. Yeah.
Yes. So
that's the one thing that's going on with them right now.
So we're gonna get to our first topic, which is Devotion and GOG and the whole CD Projekt Red thingamajig. We will in a later episode we'll have just for you guys a whole episode.
Talk about what?
What?
Talk about what?
Dude, it's hard to avoid this, man. It's so hard. I want to talk about it so bad.
We're going to spend an entire episode talking about it.
We're going to spend an entire episode talking about...
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
It's
going to snowball further.
We'll have an episode dedicated to that thing. But for now, we're going to talk about Devotion. Because that is something that did happen. It is CD Projekt Red related. And as they own GOG, and they basically what happened is they delisted a game that was they delisted a game and it was kind of they said it was because of fans messaging them, but essentially they did it because of the Chinese government. A game sort of mentioned the Chinese president. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not even gonna try. And things went wrong.
Hey, hold on. I gotta. The dogs are barking loudly in the back. I gotta put them up.
Yeah, they're mad at CD Projekt Red. So.
We're not gonna talk about that.
The dogs won't talk about it. Man.
Not until next year, and it's gonna be great.
Even they want to talk about it. So, Insane Cakes, let me go to you. What do you essentially think about this delisting of the game? Do you think this was the right move? Do you think that it was wrong? What do you essentially think about the whole situation of CD Projekt Red basically delisting a game because of the Chinese government?
I don't remember exactly what they said. Maybe that context would change my mind, but I kind of doubt it, knowing what China does with certain situations like this. Dude, I don't think they should have freaking delisted it, man. Like, it's anything that is ever said about that president in Winnie the Pooh is just like out of control, and they hold so much power over all these different companies that aren't even China based, and it's pretty crazy. So, I mean, rightfully so. They're an entire country with more people in that country than any other. So, right? They have more people than almost every country. I think India is like the only one that has more, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, they shouldn't have done it, but I can understand how much they were probably pressured into doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I think it's a slippery slope because you think about companies like Disney, who really caters to their Chinese audience. They did it with Doctor Strange, with changing the it was so long ago I can't remember, but it was that bald lady.
Back, but, do you remember the Monster Hunter controversy in China?
No, you're gonna have to tell me more about that. But
shit, really?
I don't know about either of those actually. I didn't know about the Doctor Strange one and that one.
Yeah, what happened with Doctor Strange was
first.
Yeah. What happened with Doctor Strange? I'm probably gonna butcher like exactly what happened, but essentially there was a character in the comic book, and they had to change the origin of the character because he was Mongolian, I think, and yeah, they didn't like that, so they basically changed that. And then
can't ever be villains.
Yeah, they just didn't want
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, I might be butchering that. If anyone rewatches this, just let us know what we're wrong on. But also they did the whole thing with Mulan. They didn't like the fact that in the cartoon the dragon and all that, so they completely changed the story of Mulan, and that was terrible.
I remember when people were defending that being it's more accurate, and then it turned out to be even worse.
Is it the people that are complaining about this, or is this strictly the?
This is the higher ups, like Disney, don't want to mess with Chinese money.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, like, the people that, like, would complain about this, like, is it the Chinese people, like, the actual people, or is it this, like, the government that has a problem with it, that they're just getting buttered, and the people are just, like, don't really care?
I feel like it's
like, I remember, like...
But you go ahead.
I remember it was a little bit of the... Like, if I remember correctly, because I remember people going on about this, is that I remembered it was a little bit of the people a bit. But, again, at the time, it was basically like, oh, well, you know, things are going to be much more historically accurate, and it's going to probably be, like, a better film. And even though that this sort of happened with the Lion King remake, which people did complain about before it came out, and I was kind of like, okay, you know, I'm not really sure about taking this stuff out, but I'll let it go if it means, like, the movie is still going to be good. And it ended up becoming worse. And even then, I remember people like wanting Mushu to come back, but played by the guy. I'm trying to remember the guy's name, but
Mushu,
the guy from The Hangover. Yeah, people wanted Mushu to be played by. No.
The other guy. I'm sorry. I thought. Wow, I'm off on that one. I know.
Well, that'd be interesting. Him as the dragon. That would be interesting.
Like people were kind of like, I remember seeing people wanting that. I was like, no, that fucking fits.
The doctor.
Yeah,
the doctor. I can't remember his name. He plays Chang in Community.
I forgot his name too. I can't remember it, but thank you for getting who I was mentioning.
I
think it's.
Oh my god, I can't pronounce it. Ken Jeong. Jeong. I'm very bad at pronunciations. I'm
Hangover.
Sorry. Ken Jeong.
Okay. No, wait, hold on. Is that the actor or the character? We got to make sure. Okay.
That's the actor, because the character is Senor Ben Chang.
Okay.
Solved.
We had to make sure. We're already dabbling into talking about China. I don't want to like accidentally dabble any further. It's like, oh wait, we messed up the name. So okay, it's Ken Jeong. Wikipedia confirms it. Google confirms it. It's Ken Jeong.
But yeah, essentially, it might be a bit of both. The people over there, but I to me, maybe this is my bias. I feel like it's more the government's influence, especially as they have a heavy censorship over there. Like they have their own YouTube over there. Their own version of YouTube where
you just can't ask what Tiananmen Square is over there.
Yeah,
that's a no.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy over there. But yeah, it looks like CD Projekt Red. They don't want to mess with that Chinese money.
Oh,
what? Huh?
I'm sorry, but to go along with that, because the Monster Hunter thing got brought up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Do you all, you know about the Monster Hunter movie, right?
Yes.
I heard something about it. I didn't...
Do you know of its existence?
Yes.
Okay. So, the movie got released into China early, and during the release, there was one joke in particular that caused a lot of controversy with Chinese audiences.
Yeah. I know what this is.
And I actually, I remember watching this scene just to see, like, what the hubbub was about. And I, too, was offended. Because it was the worst fucking joke I ever heard in my life. Like, I know I'm white, but, like, damn, that is, like, a terrible joke. But it's like...
Or at least post it in the chat if you don't...
Oh no! It's not bad. It's not a. Okay. Here's a joke, and this is what I mean that it's really, really bad. It's so like these two soldiers are like in a jeep and stuff like that, and like one's like an American, the other is like a Chinese, I think, or Asian, and the Asian guy asks the other guy like, "Hey, guess what knees I got?" What? Come on, guess. Oh, I don't know. I got Chinese.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, man. No. I normally I don't. This is the only time where I was like, you know, I think China has a point here. Like,
yeah, I agree.
And like, apparently, there's also one of the things that people kind of caught on is that it might be based off an old racist song. I think way back when, which I could do see some validity in that, but I just hate it because it's a terrible joke, and no one should keep giving Paul Wes Anderson, one of the bad Wes Andersons, more money to keep making video game adaptations. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, is this the same director as Resident Evil?
Resident Evil.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
his wife. He always has Mila Jovovich, his wife, in every movie.
Yeah, dude, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, I know who's directed that.
The only good movie he ever made was the first Mortal Kombat, and that is like a fucking fluke.
He made what?
That was what?
He made the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
that was a fluke.
I like that.
He got lucky. Yeah, it's a great movie. That's the thing. It's the one great movie he made, and everything else has sucked. That's why I say it's a fluke.
I love the Resident Evil movies, all of them.
Oh man,
I love how corny they are. They're bad, but
they're fun to watch if you like have friends around. You're drinking, and you can make fun of it. But you know, it's no.
I love them.
It's no.
So today I will now be announcing my departure from the podcast. I just have different views going on right now. It is wonderful having you all here. I spent my time with all these 13 episodes.
Yeah, it's been a good 13 episodes. Thanks for coming, Worst. And
I will be missed.
Dude, that's amazing. You think Mortal Kombat's good because actually nobody likes that movie.
No, the first movie is great. The second movie sucks.
No, like a lot of people.
No, the second movie. No. The first movie is like a gold mine. The second one sucks ass. Like everyone hated the second movie. No, you said both movies sucked.
No, I'm agreeing with your opinion. I too like the first movie a lot, but I'm saying a lot of people that are not the majority of the public do not like.
No, the public love the first movie. I will look this up on Google. Rotten Tomatoes.
Do people? I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. I just remember loving it as a kid. It could have aged poorly. You know, when you watch a movie, like you go back and you have this really grand memory of it, and then you go back, you're like, ooh, that did not.
48 on Rotten Tomatoes, 5.8 out of 10 on.
Okay. Well, let's see what Annihilation is. Let's see how worse it is there, huh?
I'm not saying that movie's better. That movie.
Which one's Annihilation?
Annihilation.
Is that the second
at a 2% on Rotten Tomatoes compared to.
Well,
where's the Rotten Tomatoes score?
Less than half.
Compared to a 48%.
Dude, less than half of the population dislikes Mortal Kombat. That is not a good percent on Rotten.
Oh, no. We want to go further deep? Let's see. Okay. Critics' scores said it was 48. Audiences say it's 57. We have Mortal Kombat!
But you know what? At the end of the day, we must get in the Christmas spirit. You know?
Get over here!
Oh! Wait.
What? Huh? What?
Oh, next topic.
Yeah. Yes, next topic.
Did you just mic spam me with my own voice?
Yeah, I got a worse voice change around here now.
The soundboard?
No!
Be you.
We definitely need a soundboard of Worst going like, no! That'll be a great one.
Oh, I'll record some samples for you.
Yeah.
You saved the videos. Just
you've seen the videos, but they're all warbled in quality. So
yeah,
I gotta make that fresh meme material for y'all. Anyway,
all right, let's move on to the next topic.
Before we fight,
we fight on Christmas, our Christmas episode. So our next topic is sort of like a recap of what's been going on. 2020 was a fantastic year, full of amazing announcements and some not so great. So let's discuss a sort of recap of 2020. I have some up in our Discord that you could talk about, and I'll talk about mine before and hand it off to you guys. One standout for me was for sure the launch of the systems. Opening the Series Xbox was, for me, as an Xbox fan, a moment of glory. So, my question to you guys: what was your standout recapped gaming moment of 2020? Let's go to Insane Cakes. If you need some help, I'll put some of it in the Discord. But yeah, what stands out to you as your, what was your standout recap of 2020? Okay. What moment?
Okay, so this is actually crazy and definitely going to be a different one. I remember nothing but delays in all of 2020, except for one that was moved up. Yeah, there was actually a game that got moved ahead of schedule as opposed to all of these delays, and it should have won Game of the Year, and that is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm just kidding. Should not have won. But it's a very good game. But it's crazy that out of all these games that just got delayed this year, that there was one that got moved up. I thought that's nutty. I can't speak on the consoles because I haven't played them. I mean, I don't know. I still think we should wait a little bit longer on those to see just how good they are. But gaming news. I really liked how they handled all of the press conferences this year. I really like that. Like, everything was held pretty well. Like, from the PlayStation, the Xboxes in the summer, all the way up to the Video Game Awards. Granted, I'm not happy with the results of the Video Games Award, and it was a very long commercial, but I still enjoyed it.
We were on that podcast for like 3 hours. That was crazy.
Dude.
That was
I thought it was only going to be an hour long.
Like, if you go back and for the people watching this video, we did like some pretty cool stuff for that episode, so go back and watch it. Sane Cakes had an animation, I did some animations, we did like trivia, and we had a special guest, and it was fun episode. But that was like 3 hours, so take it, go watch a 3 hour show. Worse, what about you?
Check out my animation at the end.
Yeah, go check out the animation. We got to put time codes on it, though. Worse?
Yeah. So, my standouts of the year, because I'm just going to go over the things that stood out to me the most. I'm going through a calendar right now just to see what came out, because after March, everything just blurred.
Yeah.
But I remember pretty much when the start of the pandemic happening, there was Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. And I would switch between those two games a lot because I would get pissed off at Doom Eternal and I would lose a lot. And I'd go over to Animal Crossing and try to basically calm myself down and make my own island and shit like that. And I remember grinding a lot on that island. I was trying to capture so many tarantulas just to buy a lot of stuff just to impress a girl. And that didn't go as well. But hey, I got a nice place, got a nice island, so there's that. And after that, it's been a little bit silent. Like that's the thing. Like the months are kind of blurring together. And I bought games, but I would kind of forget to go through them. Like, I didn't get through Persona 5 Royale. I didn't get through Resident Evil 3 Remake. The former because I kind of got like, I spent a lot of time in Persona 5. That I was like, am I ready to come back to this? And the latter because I kept hearing how mixed the reception was for the remake. But then after a while, the next big game I could think of that came out was, I guess Final Fantasy VII also came out, but I never beat the original or played I played a bit of the first one. I was wanting to play with friends, but my friends weren't really into it, so I was like, oh, well. And every time I ask my friends who have played Final Fantasy VII if I should do the remake, they always tell me, no, you got to play the original first and do all that other stuff. Because apparently there's things different in like the remake than the original, and how it's changing some things up. And it's kind of getting confusing to me to the point where I'm like, I'll just play the original and just so I can appreciate the remake, because right now there seems to be too much stuff going on with that. And then after a while was Last of Us 2.
Oh, yeah.
And this is around the time when I was, because that's kind of happened to me. This is around the time when I got into a bit of a car accident, and I had to kind of be back to my brother's place, and there's also the worry that I might have COVID. And as I worried about that, I I thought, okay, well, Last of Us 2 is coming out. I just beat the first game just to get myself all recapped. I played the DLC, and playing The Last of Us 2, while the fear of having COVID and thinking like, okay, well, I'm worried about this COVID thing. Let's see how The Last of Us 2 is going to go.
Oh man, that's a game.
It was about as pleasant as having COVID.
Yeah,
and yeah, you can interpret that whatever you like. But after that came a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, which stood out to me a lot as like a nice palate cleanser. And I agree with, even though Insane Cakes and I just fought like 5 minutes ago, I agree that Ghost of Tsushima should have won Game of the Year, and it got cheated off. But I'm willing to move on from that. And besides that, like a lot of games just kind of kept getting delayed, and it's just like honestly, everything's just been so frozen this year that, or I'm not even sure if I said that word right. Frozen, freezed up. I don't know, but it's just really hard to like remember what games come out this year or what big ones are out there. When games have either been delayed indefinitely or like kind of got rushed out. And it's just really hard to kind of like remember what big games come out around that time. Hades was a surprise for me because it left out of early access, and that was a game that I still to this day love. And also it added in cross save, so now you can basically, if you play it on a Switch or on a PC first, you can take your saves over into that other version of the game, so you can directly pick up from there. And I highly fucking recommend it. But other than that, like, this year's just been very slow. It's been like everything is just kind of weird, and I'm looking forward to next year to see what that'll hold, and hopefully with like if things get improved, which I doubt they will, then I get the feeling that we'll be able to have more standout game releases than we have this year. And no, we're not going to talk about that thing that came out in December until the special when we come back, because it's going to snowball, and you're going to love it when we go all out on it. So
that was a very good recap.
I don't think it's going to snowball.
It's going to snowball literally because it's Christmas. And
it's not going to snowball.
It's going to snowball.
It's funny. It's not snowing down in Georgia. I know that.
It never snows down in Georgia. What the fuck does that mean?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah,
it snowed.
No, it doesn't.
It snowed once.
Yeah, I was.
Every 5 years.
I was there for it.
As soon as you guys,
I was there for it too.
As soon as you guys start mentioning like freezing, it's funny how like the footage is like compensating, like showing like frozen environments, and I don't know. I just thought that was.
That's a smart computer.
Yeah.
Also, there's Smash DLC, which Min, Steve, and Sephiroth, and I like all of them. Sephiroth is fucking fun. Like, you could actually unlock him in a boss fight if you pre-ordered, or if you already have the Fighter's Pass too. Before
as soon as you said a boss fight happens on the screen. What is happening? That's just interesting. Sorry.
This is the end of 2020. Technology listens to me now. So, yeah. Other than that, let's hope next year will be better and we'll get more games.
Well,
so,
I will say Sephiroth's kind of bullcrap because they should have put Gino in instead.
Look, I wanted Gino too, man, but it was either Gino or Sora, and we got Sephiroth. And honestly, I'm cool with Sephiroth because that's like something I didn't know I'd wanted. Because like I thought we were just gonna get Cloud and get stuck with that, but Sephiroth, like, okay.
I will say they've been lacking the villain for Cloud for a little bit, so I could see why they put in.
Like his fucking theme is like legendary.
They should bring the villain for like one of the villains for Snake though. I think.
No, they're not gonna do that because of Konami being dicks.
That would be cool.
I heard people have been wanting Eggman.
They already have him in the game. They could do it.
Yeah, that was because like Sakurai was like, "Hey, I want Snake back." They're like, "Okay, we're not doing anything with him." Hey, I want this other game. No, we have to wait for the pachinko. I know people have been wanting Eggman for like Sonic.
I was gonna say I didn't think about Eggman. That's a good one.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Level Green Hills Eggman. Yeah, that would be a great one.
I would love to see Eggman as a fighter. Let's see it, Nintendo. Yeah, that was.
I'm
good
holding
recap,
off for. Yeah.
What are you holding off for?
Waluigi.
What are you?
No, I'm just chewing Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something. All right. Yeah, that was a good recap.
I was gonna say I can't wait for Dante, but yeah, recap.
You made me think about some of my recaps. I got 3 different consoles this year. It's the Switch I got this year. That was pretty awesome, and I got to play online with Smash Bros, and that was really fun. I played lots of Animal Crossing, Series X and the PS5 this year. Again,
like
March.
Played the most.
Probably, I played the Switch more than my PS5 for sure.
What else?
Yes, and the Series X.
What else did you play?
And then the PS5. Played all that.
So is it Switch, Series X, and PS5, or is it Series X, Switch, and then PS5?
It is Series X, Switch, then PS5. Yeah.
There we go. That's all you had to say.
Oh man.
Yeah, in that order. But no, there's a lot of stuff that happened this year. Same with me. March was sort of a blur. That's when things went downhill for a lot of people. But other than that, a lot of cool moments this year. And Cakes mentioned the Game Awards. I liked a lot of the different Game Awards. I think they all did a good job. But it did make me miss E3. I do want to see E3 again. It makes me miss it even more to have it all in one place, and it's like a celebration. But all these companies like Microsoft and Sony, I think they did a good job. Game Awards, to me that was the best Game Awards they've had so far.
No,
I think it was a lot better than last year in terms of the pacing and stuff.
No,
yeah.
2018 was the best one. 2020 was okay, after the Sephiroth high there, everything just kind of got a little bit low, and the stuff that I was kind of looking forward to, my excitement dropped right
Remind me of
afterwards.
2018. What did they reveal in 2018?
Okay, 2018, there was the Joker reveal. They also had God of War win several awards.
I was gonna say the rightful game won that year.
Yeah, the right game won that year.
Okay, I see what this is. You guys are salty from Ghost of Tsushima. That's why.
Hey, look, I remember more announcements in 2000 and that one than 2020s, and the games that excited me around the 2020 reveal, my excitement died down immediately after more stuff came out, Back 4 Blood. That looked great. Yep. Until it was revealed, oh yeah, here's a card system to where every player and the game director can pick a card that can help improve, either make the game harder or make themselves improve extra ammo or melee damage. I'm a card system, fuck. And then I watched this in the alpha gameplay, and then the Callisto project from the same guys that made Dead Space. I'm oh fuck yeah, and I find out later this takes place in the same universe as PUBG, and I'm there goes, just throw that out the fucking window.
Well, it could still be cool, you know.
It's making. Okay. Here's this. Would you feel excited if this was a Fortnite game? If it was announced as Fortnite?
Well, here's the thing: is that they're gonna definitely do some PUBG stuff with that series, and they're gonna both collaborate with that. So they're gonna pull the fans from PUBG to play that game.
Why would they want the fans of PUBG?
I feel like it could be okay. Let's compare it with The Last Jedi. All right, the PUBG.
How does this make any sense?
I'll get into it. Right. So I like PUBG, but let's say PUBG is The Last Jedi, and then this Callisto project could be the Mandalorian of the game. It could be related to the same universe.
This is the worst comparison I've ever heard in my life.
Because The Last Jedi, no one likes, right? Not a lot of people like Last Jedi. Yeah, it's in the same universe.
Yeah, but a lot of people love PUBG.
Well, let's just say, because Worst doesn't like PUBG. Let's just say that this is like terrible game, whatever, and then you have Mandalorian where everyone loves and it's in the same universe and they do it differently, but it's still like there's certain things people love about it. I feel like Callisto Project has that potential, you know?
That makes it even worse.
How's it make it worse?
That's like, because it's like, here's a new IP horror game that also takes place in like the same universe as a battle royale game that's been oversaturated. My idea is like, I sure do like this horror game. I wonder what the multiplayer battle royale game is like. It's like how like, man, this Fortnite game is cool. What's this other thing? Save the World? Nobody's gonna play that.
Objection.
No. Phoenix. You know no one played Save the World. Never played the Fortnite Battle Royale.
I played Save the World. Actually, I was the only person at the GameStop in Richmond Hill, Georgia, who pre-ordered Save the World.
That is really sad.
I still have the physical copy of it.
Oh man!
How do you sleep at night?
Before I get to my objection. Dude, he literally said,
getting pissed!
You're the only... the person at GameStop was like, you're the only person who pre-ordered. I hope this game's going to turn out good. And then look what happened a couple months later. It was the most...
Are you brown or cursed?
But, dude, Save the World is actually fun. I really enjoyed it. The only thing was it's very grindy. You have a lot to grind through. But the game itself is really good. I loved it.
I haven't played Save the World, but I've seen people play it, and it looks fun.
Well, they don't put anything into it because it's now just about the battle.
Yeah, I mean, PUBG was like sort of the first, like not the first. I would say DayZ, then maybe PUBG, in that order. If I'm incorrect about the whole popularity boost of battle royales, and then Fortnite.
It started with. Well, it started with Arma 3. They did originally a modded game on there, and then PUBG was the first one to bring it up, and it got very popular after that. Then I think it was half a year to a year later, the people who made Save the World was like, let's just turn this into a battle royale, and they just fucking did it.
Well, isn't DayZ
that in 2020
happened? DayZ, isn't that a mod of Arma 3?
That's also another mod. That's just their sandbox version of it.
Yeah.
But my objection was, roll this back a week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Master Chief and God of War. Y'all were all about that, especially you were. So I remember you were saying you were about this. This is on the same level. This is on the same level as that game being a part of PUBG, as Kratos.
How is that the same thing?
Because first off, that director, he's awesome. I don't know if you've seen any of his interviews or any of that, but
I see him cry every single time he wins an award. And it's like, I never thought it'd be possible when it's literally fucking Fortnite.
No, who are you talking about? I'm talking about the dude from Dead Space.
Okay, I'm talking about the guy that's running Fortnite. Okay, the Dead Space guy is cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
I retract that back.
Yeah.
But okay, so like a cross promotion between different games and IPs is not the same as an original IP crossing over with a pre-existing thing.
But I think PUBG doesn't have enough like you can build upon it, because it's kind of just a battle royale. It doesn't even have like a story mode or any of that. Like, people probably don't even pay attention to the story that could be happening, so that leaves you more room to grow and kind of expand upon. Huh?
I got another objection. Okay, then let's talk about Apex and Titanfall. Same freaking universe, and Apex got bigger because it's in the Titanfall universe.
No, it didn't. It got bigger because it's a Fortnite competitor.
Are you?
No!
Dude, its story got totally reinforced because they were just like, okay, this is a new battle royale. Okay, they got Shroud to do it. Yeah, that's really cool. And then they started seeing all the stuff from Titanfall 2, which has a huge cult following because the games were not were very underrated. The Titanfall games are very, very heavily underrated.
They are underrated, but are we going to get Titanfall 3?
I want a Titanfall 3.
Probably not.
I really want a Titanfall 3.
So how is that good?
Because Apex took on like, okay, this is set in the Titanfall universe. We're going to use the same guns. We're going to use some of the characters that were supposed to be in Titanfall, and it helped build Apex even further because it was in a universe that was already developed, waiting for fans to grab onto it. This is the same thing. It's going to grab.
No, it isn't.
It's going to grab.
Okay. Titanfall and Apex Legends has the same tone and style. I am ready to This is the worst Christmas I ever had.
Wait, it's to me, it's the same thing, but in reverse. In where it's like going from Apex to Titanfall, because you started off with a battle royale. And now you're making it's like a single player game, right? Unless I'm wrong about Callisto Protocol being like a single player horror game. Am I wrong about that?
I'm
pretty sure it is, right?
Man, I can't wait to play the horror game, and then on the TV screens from someone's old data recordings, it's them winning the battle royale on their Twitch stream.
I don't think.
And then they die for the monster. It's gonna be like that.
Oh man,
yeah,
you're definitely gonna
y'all are complacent.
Just wait till that game comes out. You're gonna want to buy it, and you're gonna come back to this episode, and you're gonna be like, "I'm sorry, 3-bit. I'm sorry, Insane Kicks. I was wrong. I'm gonna buy."
Oh, I will, but right now I'm not.
All right.
Did you hear? Wait, hold on. We got a question.
Oh yeah. Oh.
I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry.
Did you hear the rumor?
Will Nelia
Burns asked, "Did you hear the rumor that Microsoft is purchasing Kojima Productions?"
I have actually.
We sort of go over. We kind of went over it in one of the, didn't we? Unless I don't know.
I thought we talked about it in private.
Did we talk about it? Yeah, we did talk about it in private because it was just after you did your second theory thing. I'm pretty sure we talked about it in private. On chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did hear about this. I don't know. I don't know if it's real or not. Because it was.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. But if that does happen, that just means Kojima gets lots of freedom with his money, even more so. Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt it'll be more so. I doubt it'll be more freedom. But I will say that the fact that rumor is kind of going around a bit, and the fact that Sony never thought to put a ring on Kojima Productions after they kind of were building up Death Stranding and stuff like that, that's on Sony for not treating Kojima Productions like the big thing. It's I love you, baby, but I don't want to put a ring on it. I just want to be in open relationships. And Microsoft's the only one being yo, girl, I want to treat you right. I got everything here. I love you. And if it actually comes true that Microsoft buys off Kojima Productions, I can't really look, as much as I love Kojima doing Sony stuff because of Metal Gear and the Silent Hill thing. At that point, I can't really be upset, and I can only blame Sony for not knowing what good they had before they lose it to Microsoft. So the fact that rumor's going on, again, I doubt it's going to be true, but that's Sony's fault for not putting a ring on that Kojima.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. Oh, go ahead.
Well, isn't Kojima Productions crazy expensive? Not so much as worth. Hey, Pong Soul. Isn't Kojima
So is Bethesda.
Yeah, but they were expensive in comparison to other things, which is why Konami dropped him. Wasn't that the reason or something that they dropped him because he was expensive?
No.
Well, I think I heard that rumor. Basically, he was difficult. He was causing the budget for the games to kind of go a little crazy. If that's what you're talking about, I did hear that. But there's a couple interesting things with the Kojima problem. If I was to bring Kojima to the Xbox family, I would also want to question, can I make a deal with Konami to get their licenses as well? Because they're not doing much with it, and Xbox is kind of on a buying spree right now.
Who needs games when you can buy people to make games?
Exactly. So they could, if they did bring Kojima, then I would also make some type of deal with Konami so that he can work on those franchises that everyone loves, that he can do justice to, for like the Silent Hill franchise and Metal Gear franchise. It could be happening. I don't know. I don't hear much about it. I know after Death Stranding, recently had a thing with Cyberpunk, and then Microsoft is doing stuff with Cyberpunk, so that's a thing. But I haven't heard much on it.
Yeah, we're never going to talk about Cyberpunk now.
Oh, yeah, what game?
Death Stranding. The thing with the delisted game. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There's no cat out of the bag yet.
We will be having a special episode on that afterwards. But go ahead, Wes.
Honestly, I think after the whole PT being removed from PlayStation 5, after people had kind of come out and played it on their system, and Konami had to be the one to shut that down, I don't think Konami's ever going to be in the mood to bring back Kojima no matter what. And even then, the Konami that we kind of liked back then is not the same as it is now. And even then, for I can think of every all the franchises that people like from Konami, all their fan bases hate Konami, Castlevania, Contra, Frogger, Metal Gear, Silent Hill, Yu-Gi-Oh! I bet you forgot that was a Konami property.
Yeah, I did.
And I don't think Soccer Simulator's on there. I don't think.
It's some soccer
I know they do
game.
some soccer games, but I can't remember what.
Yeah.
But again, a lot of those games have had issues later on due to Konami kind of screwing things up. That just kind of makes the fan base very bitter about it. So again, I honestly don't think there's any hope for Konami. And if there is, I don't think it's going to be with Kojima.
Yeah, but if there is a future with Konami, to me it deals in them licensing their stuff out to other companies, because I don't think they are pretty much a shell of what they used to be at this point.
And if it comes out true, 3-Bit will make another video, and then he'll say how Microsoft's going to buy Nintendo.
Yes. A lot of people want me to make a part 3 to that. Here's the thing: for those who want me to make a part 3 to Microsoft buying stuff, we just don't know a lot right now. I put so much information in those first 2 videos. There's now we're just in a waiting game to see what Microsoft is going to do. We know I do know they're talking to different companies, but whether or not they'll actually go through with it, because business deals take so long, we don't know. We'll just have to find out.
If you want, you could just make a thread on Reddit or 4chan, delete the thread and screenshot it, and then post it in other places. And then 3-Bit will hear about oh, this rumor. Let me look into it. And he'll talk about it.
Yeah, I look into all that different stuff.
I am in a very sassy mood. I am sorry.
I know it's the Ghost of Tsushima, man. I know it didn't win Game of the Year. I'm sorry. But I did warn you guys weeks ago, before the Game Awards, that
I had my expectations low, man. I even said in there, just you know what? This Last of Us 2 is probably gonna win. I feel bad for Insane Cakes making that nice animation. I feel bad for him.
Hey, it's still one player's choice, so that's what it's for.
And look, IGN, as much shit as we give GameSpot and IGN, GameSpot gave their Game of the Year award to Half-Life Alyx, and IGN gave the Game of the Year award to Hades. So obviously,
February, sort of like the Oscars, so that all the games can be counted for the end of the year. Because a lot of games come out after the Game Awards or in a weird period. Like that happened with Jedi Fallen Order, which definitely should have won Game of the Year, I think, last year. And I think what game won last? I can't remember. But
Sekiro.
Yeah, I think that could have won, or been at least a contender. And I don't know. I think Game Awards should definitely think about that if they want to be considered very serious. Moving their event to like January or February, so you can account for all games rather than put it on December just so people can get those discounts for Christmas. You know.
I don't know. I kind of like I get it, but I also kind of feel like ending it in December is like the kind of thing to be like, here's the end of the year. Like, I get that. The Oscars are a little bit more like looking back into last year. As weird as that is.
The entire year is what I'm saying. But I could see both, like it being in December, but I would rather it be if. Because imagine, like, to me, like, Cyberpunk was for sure, I mean, redacted, is a GTOY contender for sure. And if you have, like, different games up there, like Jedi Fallen Order, not counted just because it came out a little too late for the Game Awards. And, I don't know, different games are going to miss out because of its weird timing. But
it's a shame that Cyberpunk hasn't come out yet. There's nothing to really talk about.
Yeah, shame.
What a shame.
I was gonna say it's a good thing it came out. They did it December, and a certain game missed the cut. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll never know. I can't wait for Cyberpunk to come out.
We're gonna burn the city, Samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Remember when he was at the Game Awards just saying, you know, wake up. And,
that was E3.
That was E3?
Yeah, that's how bad this year has fucked us up in terms of time perception.
Yeah, it really has. So with that leading, let's go on to the next topic, which is 2021 games that you guys are looking forward to. That pretty much what's going to happen next year. There's a lot of games coming out next year. Most games slated to come this year was delayed due to COVID. We had a lot of game delays this year, but we were lucky enough to get some standouts like Valhalla, Miles Morales, Redacted, Ghost of Tsushima, and more. I'm personally looking forward to Halo Infinite, The Medium, and Scorn next year. As well, there's a few other ones I think God of War is next year, and some others. Wow. So this is my question to you two. What games are you guys looking forward to the most next year, and why? I'll go to Insane Kicks, then worse.
All right. So, I'm not sure about God of War, man. I don't think it's going to come out next year.
I don't think so. I think they're lying about that one, but go ahead.
I think they are. But if it is coming out next year, God of War in second place. I actually have one that I want to play way more than God of War, which is weird to say, and that is the Harry Potter game. I want to play that fucking game so bad.
Forgot about that one.
I'm dying to see an open world Harry Potter game like that. I think that's gonna do so well if it works well. Like if they have like a multiplayer, I literally know nothing except for seeing that trailer. And if they have like a good multiplayer, if they make it into like a GTA sort of thing, I think this could be potentially one of the coolest games ever, and even more popular than GTA. But that's my hopes and dreams. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think it's going to be sticking to a single player, if I'm not mistaken. But it's still going to be very cool to play.
This is a serious question for you, really quick. It's deadly serious. So, what house are you? Okay, I need to know.
I'm Slytherin.
Okay.
I'm a huge on the black and the green.
I'm also Slytherin. Let's go. We're in the same house.
It's weird because I like black and red, but I think the black, gray, and green work so well together. And plus, they always do so damn well. It never says that you have to be evil to go into that house. I think it's a very misunderstood house. So
Yeah, I agree.
Southern.
Yeah, I agree. All right. What house are you?
I'm in my brother's house right now, so.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I do have one other game too.
I think that's Are you?
I wanted to do that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you this time. Yeah. What games are you looking forward to?
What other game?
Yeah. Next year.
The other game is for next year, March. Harvest Moon: One World. I absolutely love the first Harvest Moon game, and I've hated every Harvest Moon after that.
So what does that? What does it mean?
It means I'm going to try it and hope that it's exactly like the first one, just in 3D.
So you're looking forward to a game in a franchise where you've only liked one game.
Yes.
And you're expecting that.
Okay. Aren't people doing that with Final Fantasy? Like Final Fantasy 7, every single Final Fantasy, like make it like 7?
Oh, there's at least, like, everyone has at least one or two more games about Final Fantasy besides the 7th one.
I'm kind of doing that with
I know some people. Like, I know some people loved 8, 9. My brother's really into 10. But 7's like the golden pinnacle of all Final Fantasy. I've never actually, admittedly, I have never actually dived deep into a Final Fantasy game and beaten it. I watched like my brother play all of 10 and loved that. Yeah. And I want to take the time to go through all my Final Fantasy-isms. But when that'll be, I do not know. However, this upcoming one, done by the guy that worked on Final Fantasy XIV's redo, and being led by the guy that designed the Devil May Cry 5 and Dragon's Dogma combat, that's Final Fantasy 16. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But again, we'll just have to wait and see on that, because everyone's got like a favorite Final Fantasy besides 7. I don't think I've ever met a fan of Final Fantasy who hasn't had one favorite. Okay, I haven't met a fan of Final Fantasy who has any other favorite games besides 7. If that makes sense. Like they can like any other.
Me.
It's sort of like if you play Final Fantasy, if you get into it, automatically your favorite's going to be 7 no matter what. It's just part of the thing. You're
saying like 7 plus other ones.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I mean.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it'd be like, oh well, my favorite right now is 7, then 3, and like maybe 9. But anyways, it's always going to be 7 because how do I get into Final Fantasy? Well, your favorite game is 7. I guess my favorite game is 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by that.
You met me, and my favorite is actually 9. I played through all of them from 7 and up. I actually know quite a few people who love 8 more than any other, even more than 7. I will say that 14, which is the MMO, is also my favorite personal MMO that I've ever played.
People seem to love that
more
one.
than World of Warcraft. Dude, it's
if you love it so much, then why are you playing World of Warcraft?
Because I have more invested into World of Warcraft, and I'm also a little bit biased on World of Warcraft because I've played that longer and I enjoy the story more. However, I do think it's a better MMO. It's newer, it looks way better, story's phenomenal, and there's like zero problems with it. So it's kind of hard to put 14 on the same level as 7 when it's a completely different game.
Yeah.
But I will say it's definitely one of the best MMOs you could play. If there's an MMO you should play today, it's either WoW or Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. I haven't. The one I've played personally is a little bit of the remake and 15, and that's literally it. That's my experience of Final Fantasy, and that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I know some people are like, "How dare you?" To the diehard fans out there, but I really enjoyed 15. I think it was, and then I enjoyed the remake for 7. What? Huh?
Feel that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say that 15 had like years and years of hype ever since it ever since it was originally 13 verses.
Yeah.
So I get that that was mostly just like years and years of expectations. I'm a little bit iffy on like the other thing that I kind of have with Final Fantasy VII Remake is that it's not the full Final Fantasy VII. Like it's one section of the full game, and granted it's much bigger and longer, but it's not the full Final Fantasy VII game, like where you explore outside of Midgar and you meet like the other party members like Vincent, Yuffie, Kate Sith, the pilot Sid. I almost forgot his name, but you don't really meet them in the first part of the game, and then it's like more Sephiroth and Zack stuff. So I guess another thing is that I want to wait for Final Fantasy VII Remake to be fully complete rather than just one part. And I'm hoping that Final Fantasy 16 won't take too much of that, because I think it'd be better for them to like keep going like 7 than this, like kind of have more consistent Final Fantasy releases, so that way like people can get more of 7 and they'll look forward to the next one, stuff like that. I think the more they try to build up with several years in between, people kind of have this unreasonable hype, because I remember like people getting pissed off about 13 being linear and very long. So
yeah, I guess I benefited because I wasn't following it as much as the diehard fans, and I didn't have hype. I just bought it and just like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know much about the lore. I know nothing going into it, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it more than other like diehard fans.
I also kind of hear the comparison with Final Fantasy being like everyone's first James Bond or Doctor Who, where it's like the first game you play out of that's going to be your favorite.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I see that.
Let's acknowledge some comments that we've been getting. First, I want to shout out Pong Soul. He literally he's in every podcast I see him, and he's like lurking in the comments. So shout out to you, man. Thanks for sharing it out on Twitter. I saw that. And Will Nelia Burns ask again a new question, and he says, "What do you think would happen if Microsoft finds another publisher?" If you're kind of referring to, I mean, they're looking right now. If that's what you mean, they are most likely going to acquire Asobo. That's what I'm guessing. They're very close with them right now, working on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So I could see that happening. Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, you mean to tell me that Microsoft didn't buy the company that literally makes a game called Microsoft Flight Simulator?
They did not, which is weird for me. So I'm pretty sure
it's
they're going to
be bought up by Sony.
As like pettiness, they're like, haha, we're going to call it Sony Flight Simulator.
I was giving like Microsoft defense earlier, but now I'm just like, you're also an unfaithful hoe, Microsoft.
Yeah,
you're like he's just like, oh, I'm gonna have these companies simp for me, but I'm not gonna commit.
Yeah, I think Asobo and the people from the
boys.
Medium. Who develops the Medium? I kind of forgot their name.
I think it's Bloober
Team. I feel like they're also next. Like they always partner up with Bloober Team, or Bloober Team just has like a close relationship with Microsoft. But they haven't purchased them, so I could see that happening for Asobo and Bloober Team. Yeah, to answer your question, to what do you think will happen if Microsoft finds another publisher? I think those will be the next publishers. They're constantly looking. Phil and the CEO of Microsoft have stated like, yeah, they're going to continue buying some after Bethesda. They're looking for some right now, and to go to Pong Soul a little bit, and you guys could comment on that if you want. Pong Soul has a pretty good list of games that is his most anticipated for 2021. He has Outriders, Scarlett Nexus, which I completely forgot about. That game looks pretty cool. The Ascent, Scorn, Back 4 Blood, Chorus, Crossfire X, and Battlefield 6. Good list, man. Good list. Do you guys have anything to say about the Vanilla Burns before we move on?
Did Vanilla make their own looking forward to games, or
say it one more time?
Did Vanilla make their own list of games they're looking forward to?
No.
Or is this just in response to?
Yeah, the response to the publisher thing. Do you guys have anything to add to that, or should I move on?
Well, my dad always told me to save up money, especially when you buy things that you really like. Because as much as you like to buy things that you really like, you gotta save that money for later. So to answer the question, just let Microsoft just save up their money before going on another splurge. Because sometimes it's fine to buy stuff. There's like a bit of catharsis there. I'm just saying this because I'm still salty about Microsoft buying everything.
Yeah, but they have a lot of money that they could buy whatever they want already. That's the thing.
Yeah. It barely dented their wallet.
I know. It's too much for me to ask for a big game company to save their money and act human like me. That's never going to happen. But a thing like me could try. I don't know what the fuck I am, but something like me could try to be hope that a company could be human or relatable. Like they do it on Twitter, like Xbox being like Mondays. Am I right, Garfield? Like McDonald's and Wendy's.
Every time Sony just does these little pinches of like, we're taking this game away for a year, I want Microsoft to be very petty and answer back. That's just me as a Xbox fanboy. I'm like, you know what? Since you want to take away this for like a year, 2 years, go buy that company. You know.
So does that mean you don't want Kojima Productions to get bought out because you want Microsoft Flight Simulator still be to get owned by Microsoft at some point?
Do I not want them to buy Kojima Productions? Do I not want Xbox to buy Kojima?
Still have. Yeah. Do you not want Xbox to buy Kojima Productions so that way Xbox can get the Microsoft Flight Simulator developers instead of Sony buying out the Microsoft Flight Simulator developers instead? Does that make sense?
I think so. I think if Kojima has like enough money like to make whatever big budget game he has, whether that's with Sony or Microsoft, I'm surprised Sony, like you said, I'm surprised Sony hasn't jumped in and bought them. I don't really care.
I will also say that I think Kojima has had a bad history with Konami and how close he was with Metal Gear, that I don't think he's willing to like risk that independence again, even if it comes to some good money.
That's what I was thinking. I only say that because when I first heard the rumors. Like,
yeah,
that was
like he's already been through enough.
Yeah, I don't. That's why I also, one of the reasons why I don't think the rumor is true, but it could be. I mean, money talks. If they're like, we won't touch anything, here's the money, do what you want, and I could see it happening. But he risked a lot trying to get his independence, and like that's his baby. Like it says Kojima Productions, right? That's like your name. I don't know, if that was me, I wouldn't sell it, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We are going to move on to the trivia portion, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, we didn't go. What about my games to look forward to?
Oh yeah. Sorry. What games are you looking for? Sorry. we jumped to so many different topics. I forgot. All right. So what games are you looking forward to next year for 2021?
Well, no, I don't want to say it anymore. No. I'm kidding. Because I actually had to look through a list just because I forget what was coming out. Resident Evil Village, looking forward to that. Deathloop, I'm definitely looking forward to. Hitman 3, I like the last 2 games, so, I mean, I can't wait to see how they're going to wrap up this current story. Little Nightmares 2, I'm hoping is better than the first game, because the first game was, more of a Tim Burton kind of, light scare, whereas I think with Little Nightmares 2, it's going to be, full-on fucking horrifying, and I'm looking forward to that. Persona 5 Strikers, just because it's a direct sequel to Persona 5, and, it'd be good to see my waifu again, so there's that. Vampire Masquerade is something that I'm keeping an eye on, but with how it's looking, I'm not really too sure about that. I know the first game's got this, it's a fan favorite, but I don't think it's going to capture that same spirit, and it might be bad, but I'm keeping an eye on that one. Overwatch 2, I don't know what the fuck that is yet, but I'd like to hear more about that. Halo Infinite, that's something that I'm hoping that if Halo Infinite does come out by next year in fall, the Xbox Series X will finally, Microsoft will finally have a killer exclusive game for their new console that I think will definitely help them out more. And Nier Replicant, I was a fan of the American version of Nier with the dad, but if they can make this as good as Nier Automata, where the gameplay just gets drastically changed, but the story is still the same, I can see that working. Mm-hmm. And then there's Guilty Gear Strive, which, long-time Guilty Gear fan. Not sure about the changes going on right now. It might be a little bit too simplified or a little bit too casualized, but that's something I'm keeping an eye on there. And that's all I've got for today. Also, maybe Metroid Prime 4, Bayonetta, if we ever get any of that.
Good list. Metro Prime, wasn't that was recently, totally just redone, right? I think I heard something about that.
They were we're restarting production on Metroid Prime 4. We're getting the company that worked on the first 3 games we should have. And Bayonetta 3 is kind of in that same case where it's 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 coming out, but we don't know when. Just look forward to it. But if we know it's coming out, it's oh, dang, I wonder when they're going to talk about that. So...
Nice.
We'll just see how that'll go.
I was gonna go to the trivia, but we do have one more before we go to the trivia. It is our personal game of the years, and Winelia also says, "How's your day?" And my day is good, man. How's you guys' days? In St. Cakes and Worst? Your day is good. Good day.
It's all right.
I was in the holiday spirit today. Lauren and I made Christmas cookies. We watched Christmas Story and Home Alone. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you and your wife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Jingle All the Way. That's my favorite Christmas movie. Next to He Got Two. It's classic.
He got two.
Get the mailman. I love that movie.
It's so good.
If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it.
Put the cookie down now. I'm Turbo Man.
I'm sorry.
Put the cookie down.
young Anakin.
Yeah.
That was him?
Yeah. Young Anakin.
I thought that was Haley Joel Osment.
No, that's young Anakin.
Okay.
Little young Anakin, where he was kicking butt and go everybody. If you haven't seen that movie, please go watch it. It's my favorite Christmas movie. I love it so much, and it's hilarious.
Does Arnold? I can't remember. Does in Jingle All the Way when Arnold Schwarzenegger gets his kid Ultraman, does he come with sand? And he's like, I hate sand.
No. I feel bad for that kid.
And then there's this flash forward later where it's just I burned the children and the parents too. I killed them all to get the new Ultraman. And from my point of view, the scalpers are evil.
It's Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to correct you there. Turbo Man. You gotta put some respect.
Had a live action suit that could fly in the middle of a parade. That had no business.
It's Turbo time.
I could quote that movie.
I wish there was an actual Turbo Man movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger playing as Turbo Man.
Make it happen.
Yo, that is a good idea.
Make it happen, Arnold.
I've never heard an idea so good that has
it's
never,
just like it's like every other reboot movie where it's like a bunch of kids. It's in a dystopian future, and it's like, oh, everything's gone downhill ever since our heroes left. And then like this kid's like walking down the alleyway, and then the dystopian cop's like, "You get over here! You must follow the order." It's like, no, and he runs away and like going through stuff, and then he falls under a pit, and then he just like looks around and is like, "Wait a minute, this is yes, you have found the Turbo Man." But it's actually like it's coming out 2035, and then like the last shot is Turbo Man flying, and then there's like the big monster like rah, rah, rah. And then the what's the guy's name? Is it
Let's see a Turbo Man skin for Mortal Kombat.
Sinbad.
Oh my god.
And Sinbad comes in, it's like,
oh, that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Sinbad is like, "You can't defeat me, Turbo Man!" I forgot how Sinbad sounds. And then like it cuts to those action shots like, there.
I got a bomb, and I'm gonna blow you up. Something like that. I don't know.
But he's played by the new bad guy is played by Anthony Mackie. He reprises he takes over the role because it's a gritty reboot, and Turbo Man has to give the new Turbo Man suit to his young protege, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Imagine the timestamp for this video, you guys. Like, we talk about Turbo Man. We talk about whatever else we talked about in this episode.
Look, if I get it right, you can never talk shit about me ever again if I get this right.
Oh man.
Dude, like I'm about to blast this on every social media I can find, just so Arnold can get the idea in his head and then be like, that's a good idea.
I can't wait for him to respond on Twitter and say no.
I don't think.
And then
maybe Arnold watches
Sylvester
Stallone.
And then Sylvester comes and is like, "I'll do it."
Yeah. I can't do it. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, Last Action Hero, dude, the best crossover ever. That's my favorite.
All right, so
we're not gonna.
We've gone off track, so let's get to our personal game of the years, and I want to hear Vanillia's and Pong Soul, who's in the chat. I want to hear your guys' game of the year. I don't even want to say what my game of the year is. I want to hear what Insane Kicks and Worse is, and then we'll go to me.
Is yours Last of Us 2?
I'm not saying nothing.
Isn't it?
What is Worse's game of the year?
All right, now Pog Soul says, it's funny you say Cyberpunk because that hasn't come out yet. If it came out, we would have made an entire special about that episode. But
here we go. You did it now, Pong Soul.
What is your game of the year, Worse? If you had to choose.
Okay, so like, oh wait, Vanillia says, "Oh, I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm going to have a really good Christmas. We decorated the tree today. We made a shelf."
Aw.
I wish I could learn how to make a shelf.
That's cool, man. I want to make a shelf. And
that's some wholesome stuff right there.
He's in the Christmas spirit. I need to get on his level. I'm kind of in the Christmas spirit, but you know what, Vanilla, you've inspired me. I'm gonna be more in the Christmas spirit tomorrow.
I'm gonna get drunk off of eggnog, and then fight a bear.
That's some real North Pole stuff, man.
That's some Norse. We are not gonna.
What is your game of the year?
We're not having cyber. Okay, my game of the year.
Yes.
And to comment on Pong Soul, we have no slander of Cyberpunk because when it comes out, we're going to spend a lot of time playing it. We'll get to that.
Yep.
But anyway, my personal game of the year. Honestly, this year's been so iffy for me, but it's kind of a tie between Hades and Ghost of Tsushima, just because of how Hades for me personally is Pong Soul. We'll surprise you after Christmas, Pong Soul. It's okay. We'll go over more. Sure.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
It's Google. That sounded like a Google.
Well,
I don't know where the fuck that
wait.
from.
So when I say your game of the year, this is not. Just think about this. This is not the media's game of the year. This is not was best reviewed. This is your personal. It could be like Persona, like stuff like. What is your personal game of the year? Just think about it in those terms. Okay, go. What is it? Well, your answer still the same?
That's what I was doing.
Okay. Just checking.
My answer is are you just saying that because I'm still salty?
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, no. Well, okay. Well, I'm letting you know my answer is still the same. Okay. And if you want, I can go into full in depth about Last of Us 2 if you want me to.
No, but not this. We already had multiple episodes.
I will more than happily go through it. That'll be for another time because I'm professional and make comments like that 3-bit. But anyway, it's torn between Hades and Tsushima because Tsushima is just kind of like this well thought out, just like this engrossing game that just has a lot to say with its artistic direction and story. And there's a lot kind of riding in on that, whereas with Hades, to me, I like that a lot because it's it's one of the only times where I'm okay with playing a roguelite. And I feel like the gameplay itself has... Metro Redux, that's pretty good. I still need to play through Metro Redux. I'll have to put that on my list later. But Hades is something to where I feel like the gameplay and the narrative kind of go very well hand to hand together. And as someone who's kind of been a big fan of Greek mythology for a while and how they managed to like have their own spin on it while at the same time throwing in some of their own creative liberties in there, that just makes me like more excited, and I don't want to give any spoilers on that. It's just like that's why I'm kind of torn between those two, because both of them have like labors of love put into them. I think if I'm going to have to pick one, I would have to go with Hades.
Okay. Nice. All right, what about you, Insane Cakes?
Yeah, so actually we were discussing it beforehand too on like what game of the year means, because it might not also just be like what game came out this year that you thought was the best. It could also mean like what game you played the most.
Yeah, it's like your personal game of the year.
Yeah, and
I mean, if we're to, so sorry, you go first.
No, go on. We'll
I mean, if we're going for that, then like the game that stood out to me more this year was going through all the Silent Hill games, like the first 4 good ones. Those kind of stood out to me for the year. But I want to try and be fair and consistent with like the current year. So Hades is more of that kind of topic there. But as far as like what's kind of been stuck in my mind for this year, it's just because I kind of binged through Silent Hill. It'd be those first 4 games, but I'm also fine with Hades as well. So
yes.
Okay. Insane Cakes, go ahead.
For me, I have a split between like few things because this year was a very difficult year for many people and a confusing year. I played a lot of Modern Warfare Warzone with my friends a lot, and that's probably the game I played the most, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I thought the last Modern Warfare was, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare was like the best it has been in the past decade. And after that, Rogue Company has been absolutely fun playing with friends.
I love that game.
It's so good. Very underrated. Escape from Tarkov I got to play this year a lot. I absolutely love that game. It's just a very difficult game to play. And it's interesting to see. It's probably my favorite game to watch on Twitch. I don't watch many people playing games on Twitch, but that is the one game where I actually like watching people play, especially good people.
Yeah.
And I was very hyped for Assassin's Creed, and I was not upset with that. The new World of Warcraft was good, and then honestly, out of all those games, I think Ghost of Tsushima was like my most favorite, but I think I just beat it too quick. I wish I made it last longer.
I'm taking my time through all the side missions.
Yeah. I did a lot of the side missions. I did the first 2 out of the 3 areas. I completed in the final area. I was just like, I just wanted to finish the game. And then the multiplayer, you gotta play the multiplayer. If you don't play the multiplayer, you're missing out on a lot. So I guess my game of the year would either be Modern Warfare or Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's a tie between those because I just had different amazing times with each.
Okay, nice. My personal game of the year.
Just say.
I want to say like okay. I'm gonna say the runner-up because you guys got to explain your your potential picks. Ori was amazing. Like I'm getting through it right now, and it's kind of like a moving Pixar movie. It's just like beautiful animation, beautiful like story, and all that. My pick for game of the year is Last of... No, I'm just kidding. It's not Last of Us 2. I just want to make... my game of the year is actually Cyberpunk for me.
Really?
I beat it. I got all the different endings, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really like Deus Ex, and it reminded me of that. If you guys have never ever played it, I know certain people are having problems with Cyberpunk, but I haven't, so I can only speak for my personal experience. And my personal experience was like, for this redacted game, was pretty good. It's my personal game.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to.
Yeah, don't argue it. We'll argue.
No. Here's a surprise. Should I just go ahead and say the surprise now at this point?
Yeah. Go ahead. Are we gonna? We might have a on air argument with Cyberpunk.
Well, are you sure you want?
No.
Do you want to do this now?
It's already been said. But we're planning on doing a big Cyberpunk special because there's a lot of news coming out about the game. There's a lot to talk about. We've got different perspectives on the platforms that we've been playing.
Yeah.
We've actually been playing it for a bit of a long while. And the news after the game got released is like building more and more, and it's snowballing. That to talk about only once, and then kind of like the next week something else big happens, and be like, oh wait, we got to talk about that again. And I had the idea that what if we just did like one big special episode? So
our next episode's gonna focus solely on Cyberpunk because it deserves its own episode. Like how we usually do the podcast is we kind of go and jump at different topics, and we go on tangents, of course, but that's what makes it special, you know. So we're gonna dedicate the next episode to Cyberpunk, and all there's a lot to talk about with that game, so it needs its own episode. And we'll talk about that after Christmas break and all that good stuff. But yeah,
that's your Christmas gift.
That is my game of the year. Ori again is very close. I really love what I'm playing so far with Ori. I haven't played Hades. I feel like I would really like Hades if I played it. And I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, and I feel like those games probably could jump to my list. But I played Cyberpunk and I really enjoyed it. So right now, that is my game of the year. So we're gonna jump into Nelia, let's do this before we jump into the trivia.
That's next episode, Will.
Yeah.
That's what we're wanting to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
Next episode
project. This is Christmas, you know. We're trying to lighten the spirit with. There's a lot of coal involved with that going on. So we're gonna talk about that in our next episode, right after Christmas. We'll let you guys know on social media when we have it. Pong Soul, if you have a mic, I would love for you to join at one point. I always see you in the chat. Love to hear your opinions on stuff. All right. So let's go into our trivia. So this is going to be really cool.
Lose, I swear.
Insane Kicks actually missed last trivia, so he gets to do this one. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen. You guys can both see it if you desire. All right. So my question to you both is: which of these is the starting vault in the game Fallout New Vegas? A. Vault 101. B. Vault 117. C. Vault 111. Or D. You don't start in one. So this is for Fallout New Vegas. Worst, you say D. Okay. Insane Kicks, what do you say?
Yeah, I never played New Vegas.
You gotta make a guess.
I know. Oh my god. Now I'm mixing up because I played 4, and now I'm mixing up between 111 and 101. And I know 101 was either 3 or New Vegas, or New Vegas was don't start in one.
What is your final answer? You have to
You've got
buzz it in.
You have one of those choices right.
Don't help him.
I think 3 is 101, right? It's been so long since I played 3. I
can't help you. I'm gonna count down though.
All right.
What is your
you don't
final
start
answer?
one in Vegas.
All right. So final answer is D.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you both have buzzed in the answer D, which is you don't start in a vault. And the correct answer is D, don't start in a vault. You guys are right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was the 101
too easy?
Was
yeah.
101 for Fallout 3?
Fallout 3, I believe, is Vault 101.
And then 4 is
And
111.
then yeah.
And then B is just the Master Chief Halo.
Yeah, and that one I just that's a throw in, a little fake in there.
Yeah, Fallout 3 is Vault 101.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have another one for Insane Cakes. Worst, you did answer this one, so you are exempt from this. I do want to see if Insane Cakes can get this one. All right. So it is up on the screen. So in the game Alan Wake, they have lots of different product placements in the game, and we have 4 different options here, and one of them is not in the game. Number 1 is Xbox 360. Number 2 is Verizon Wireless. Number 3 is M&M's, and number 4 is Ford Sync. Now this game has a lot of product placement. One of these is not in the game. So which one is it?
Man, you're throwing stuff. You're throwing games that I have not played. I see Punk Soul put 3, but I feel like okay, can I ask what year Alan Wake came out?
I could check. Alan Wake came out.
I'm not gonna look it up, but can I?
I'll look it up for you. 2010, if that helps.
2010. So Forge Sync, I think, came out after that. So I'm gonna say Forge Sync, unless it was like an early thing of Forge Sync and they were just gonna blast it on their new cars.
Okay.
I'm throwing a Hail Mary. I'm gonna say 4.
4 for Forge Sync. Is that your final answer? Can I buzz it in?
I'm probably wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, buzz it in. I'm probably wrong. Probably is M&M's.
The final answer is yes, it is 3. M&M's is not in Alan Wake. That game had Forge Sync is like the GPS system. I think he has it in his car or something like that.
That might have been like the first year it came out. Then they were just like blasting it, and that's probably why it's in the game. Yeah. Okay, yes. I could see that.
Yeah. But I'm surprised. I don't think Worst got that last time. I think he
didn't get any of that.
Yeah.
I picked Verizon Wireless.
You picked Verizon. So thank you
confirming
to my trivia nights. I'm gonna do these.
Got that.
Yeah, Pong Soul. How did you know that?
I never played Alan Wake.
I want to know how Pong got that one. All right, well, that is the trivia. We always end the show with our product reviews. I don't know. In Syncakes, you got any products or games you've been playing that you can review for us?
Did I get anything?
If not, I got one.
I haven't played anything new except for Cyberpunk, but we're saving that.
Oh yeah, we got
saving my review for that. 'Cause I also want to finish.
We definitely got to save that one
too. I need to finish it.
I could give a review on Rogue Company. I've been playing that. It's a great game on the Series X. It's like 120 frames on the Series X, and it's fun, man. It's like a competitive game. I'm more of like a competitive gamer. I love games just like that are, I don't know, competitive, sort of like CS:GO and Halo. And yeah, I love those type of games.
It is the CS:GO of the consoles, since consoles don't have like a CS:GO Valorant type game. That is the console version of it, and it is an absolute blast to play.
Yeah, so I give that 2 thumbs up. That is my rating. I don't want to give it a 1 out of 10. I just give it 2 thumbs. Go check it out if you like competitive games like that. It's very underrated, in my opinion. Like me and Syncakes was saying, like I agree. It doesn't have a lot of attention. It feels really good to play. It's just solid game. And go check it out. Rogue Company. All right, so we're gonna close out the show. We are gonna go to Insane Kicks and Worse, and they're gonna give you their stuff. But before that, just a reminder that our next episode we will be doing that whole thing dedicated to Cyberpunk. I know a lot of people have been asking for when my next videos are, and I just been busy, man. There's just a lot going on, but it's coming.
Holiday season.
It is coming. It's holiday season, so been spending time with family, been working. But that's why I've been jumping in different podcasts with you guys, and that's been fun. Give me a second. I'm not hearing you guys anymore. Where'd you guys go?
We're silent.
Yeah. There you go. I think. Give me a sec. Say something.
Oh no.
Say something.
Something.
Okay, I'm leaving this up. All right, so we're gonna close out, and Cyberpunk episode. We'll let you know on social media when that is, but it should be right after Christmas, and that's gonna be fun. So Insane Kicks, where can we find you? And tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Insane Cakes. I stream animations and video games. I actually did a walk cycle, a kind of tutorial-ish sort of thing, which I'm gonna hopefully finish up. Not this coming weekend, but the next weekend, I'm gonna hopefully finish up that walk cycle. I stream a few different games, trying to find my thing. I did some World of Warcraft. I did some Rogue Company, Siege, Apex. Modern Warfare, or Call of Duty, all of them. You can follow me at Insane Cakes on YouTube, Insane_Cakes on Twitch, or Insane Cakes Animation Gaming on Facebook.
Nice. Okay. And Worse. So, how can we find you? Can we add you on MSN or AIM Messenger? How can we reach you?
So I got this one. He's got a dead drop. You gotta go all the way to Atlanta, Georgia, and in the very dead center of the town, there's a cobblestone street, and you gotta go to the 4th block from the left of Main Street. There's a block, and it's a little loose. You gotta leave a note underneath that, and that's how you get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Well, that's just silly. You can find me
every week. Every week. Okay. Well, we're gonna definitely have to make a compilation of that. He does that every episode. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching the VGHD podcast. I would love to play with you sometime. Pong Soul, I see your comments. And if you guys like these videos, we try to do this every week. It's just been crazy because of the holidays, and we're all hanging out with our families and stuff like that. But love you all. We will see you on the next episode of the VGHD podcast.